This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
Panel, the opposers and the negators and the affirmers and the entire guest house. A good evening to you all. Kugonza Kotri, the second speaker from the affirmative side. As the resolution today is stating, this House will make the right to fair hearing for capital offences suspects negotiable. First and foremost, I would like to speak about the contradiction in the negators' case. You are talking about the matter of fact that these suspects have not yet proven guilty. And as I remember, that is what our first speaker actually spoke about. We as the affirmers are actually affirming the matter of fact that these people have to be had out in court. And you have actually come up here, first speaker from the negator side, actually aligning yourself towards our case, giving a point to us. You can simply cross ahead and join the affirmers side. Then another thing, you came out and said, what if some people are proven not guilty? Actually, what if some people are taken into accusation, but when they are actually not guilty? That is the same thing our first speaker spoke about. So we are actually not getting it. Are you on the negator side or the affirmer side? Please try to be clear. Another thing you said, how shall it be negotiable and all that? Because if we negotiate, we are killing their rights. I would want you to know that we define negotiation as something open to discussion, and a discussion cannot be between one person. A discussion, something between one person is what they call a monologue, but a discussion is between two people. Then the first speaker from the affirmer side spoke about fair trials. I would like you to know that each and everybody deserves a right to be heard according to Article 2 of the country of Uganda. Everyone's right to, actually, the right to life, according to our second point of human rights. Everyone's right to life shall be protected by the law. Hence, if you just simply execute some people, you go ahead and execute people, you are actually going against their rights to life, because everybody deserves a right to live as said by the law. And then another thing is, this actually another point that our first speaker gave. She said that helps to find other criminals. As I said, as our first speaker said, that to every action there is to every reaction there is an action. If I cry, obviously something has happened to me. So if you find that a criminal is committing something, let me say somebody has gone out to murder, somebody has gone out to defile somebody, or in case they have committed treason or defamation of, let me say, the President of the Republic of Uganda, you are going to see that there's something that is behind them. Let me tell you, and let me give you an example. Let us paint a world of a man called Musoke in Nakasero Market. Musoke only gets money to eat money to feed him per day, and then how are you going to tell me that Musoke is going to wake up one morning and try to go and kill the President of Uganda in the State House? Obviously that is not possible. Somebody behind there is supporting him. That is why we as the affirmers are putting the right of fair hearing, that in case this person is brought into court, we do not execute them there and then, but decide to hear them out. And no, do you know what, Musoke, why did you decide to shoot the president? Why did you attempt to shoot so and so? Then they will tell us it was actually not me, it was so and so who actually pushed me to do so. And we are going to be able to achieve this. We are going to be able to achieve this as House affirmative, because we have each and every possible means to put our policies into implementation. Another thing that side negative did not point, I actually even don't see what you didn't point out, because at the end of the day, you're in support of our motion. I don't even know how to term this debate as. You have come and stated points and you're in support of the affirmative. You say that they have to be given fair trial. Suspects have not yet been proven guilty, and that is what we spoke about. That is why we are saying that there must be a right to fair hearing. If Uganda minimizes their citizens to the extent of being treated like animals, because we know when we are, I'll give you we are heading to the days of Eid. When it's time for Eid, we shall simply slaughter animals, put them aside, eat them. So you are going to tell me that that's the same way Uganda is going to treat its citizens? Of course not. That is why we are going to put a right to fair hearing, and after these people have been proven guilty, we are going to negotiate with them and see which is the suitable punishment for us to give them, not simply coming up, okay, you were suspect, what did you do? I think you committed treason, you were suspect, with no proof, you just kill them. That is not how it is going to be. So I conclude by saying ignorance is deadly. Let us simply hear these people out, negotiate with them, promote a fair and happy Uganda. As citizen of our country, Uganda, for God and my country, a farmer. Thank you.
The jury, the two antagonistic sides, and the audience at large. Good evening. My name is Mutoresti from Our Lady of Africa, SS Mukono, and I am on the negator side. I will start by rebutting the points talked about by the affirmers. By the way, I would like to pose a question. Are you on our side or are you affirming? Because the points you've given are all negating this motion. Resolved. This motion states that this House would make the right to fair hearing for capital offense suspects negotiable. Your first affirmer talked about giving suspects who have been charged a fair hearing. Isn't that supporting our side? You're talking about, we have come here to say that suspects should be given a fair hearing. And you're also talking about giving the suspects a fair hearing. So just carry your seats and come to our side, please. Because everything you say is favoring our side. Thank you so much. I would like to begin my points by saying, by the way, we have come here as the human rights activists, and we are supporting the rights of these suspects who are not being heard, who are not being given a fair hearing. Number one, these suspects should be given the right to a fair hearing because, first of all, sometimes these people come with evidence that is not true. Or the realness of this evidence. Some sources are not true. Like a person will be suspected for being among the robbers who have robbed a shop. Then he will be subjected. When they say that their fair hearing is negotiable, they negotiate about the fair hearing. This person will not be given justice. They will just subject that person to punishment immediately. Is that giving the suspect a fair hearing? Remember, a suspect is not a criminal. He's just a person thought to be guilty. But when he's not a criminal. Number two, dictatorship. Negotiating about a fair hearing for capital offense suspects will bring about dictatorship, which infringes on people's rights since the judicial sector thinks it's the epitome of knowledge. Yet, much as one is a suspect, they can all never be handled in the same way. A person who has been suspected of murder and a person who has been suspected of robbery, they will never be handled the same way. Maybe the person who is suspected of murder is going to be given the punishment of beheading, and the person suspected of robbery is going to be given the punishment of life imprisonment. So they can't be handled the same way. When you're saying these suspects the fair hearing of these suspects should be negotiable, it means you don't want to hear the side of these suspects. You don't want to hear their side. You don't want to know why they did something. Maybe we talk about Konyi. Konyi was known as the rebels who were in northern Uganda. Yes, but what about the people who were alongside Konyi? Some of them were arrested. They don't know, these people don't know whether these people were really fighting for Konyi or they were forced by Konyi to do what he wanted. So, and another point is, this house should not make this house should not make the right to fair hearing for capital offense subjects negotiable because should the suspect happen to be innocent and gets punished with false evidence, there are high chances that the affected family will seek revenge in the society. Will this bring unity to the people? If people are not being heard, if I try to issue out my side of the matter and you're not hearing me, will I be happy about it? Imagine someone is suspected for robbery and you just go on and give a punishment to this person. My time is up. Anyway, with these remarks, I believe the opposition side has won this debate.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.